What's going on, guys? I'm back at it again in here for another video, and in here doing a little topic. Basically, it probably won't be too long of a video depending on how it's going to go and everything like that. And I actually got this idea of a good friend of mine, what pisses me off 710, and the comment that he actually mentioned on Simon Naka HD's channel about Rey Mysterio, which I'm not really going to be mentioning that, not in this video, but most likely on the Hot Seat Live and continuing that discussion. But basically on how I got into wrestling overall as a whole, and basically getting into that. So definitely go check out their videos, and definitely if you guys want to leave your own video response, if you will, on how you got into wrestling and what you like about it and all that stuff and how you feel about it right now. And basically it all started around, like, I want to say 2000 to 2001, around that time and everything. And I really found it off my stepdad, and I thought it was actually really something to really look out for. And it's something that really piqued my interest, and something that I couldn't really just watch once, and I had to watch over and over again in different periods of time, and as well just to check it out because of the history and all that stuff, and learning about it and everything and what have you. And the way I really got into it was checking out a matchup with The Rock. I remember it was a tag team match, and pretty much where I really got into it was around WrestleMania 18 time, and that's when the full fandom of me becoming a pro wrestling fan really got started, and I haven't looked back ever since. And it's been a really awesome thing to look upon on, and one of my hobbies, if you will. Been able to talk about it too ever since, after a while and everything. So The Rock was always my go-to guy. I know a lot of people were able to have Stone Cold as their guy and everything, which is fine. So everybody's entitled to their own opinion and who they like and who they relate to. So The Rock really related to me, just how funny he always was, and he could really go, whether it be a heel or a face, it really didn't matter, and just how electric, no pun intended, on how he is and everything like that. So it was really something awesome, and I always like that we can be able to relate to wrestlers like that. And eventually me catching on to Christian, another one of my favorite guys to go to as well. Definitely someone I can relate to as well, and just the whole thing about him. I prefer him more as a face, more honestly. To me, that's just how I feel about it, and there you go with that. And then eventually going on to Trish Stratus for the women's side of things. And it was always cool seeing how the women can actually do battle in the ring just as good as the guys can. And then eventually I came across with Mickie James, and eventually the list kept on growing and growing, and it's been non-stop ever since, which is really cool. Eventually I was able to catch up on YouTube, and so that people were talking about it. And even though I did talk about it too, like here and there in high school and everything like that, you really didn't have time to really talk about it as you do now for most of us, and as well for me personally too. So I had very few friends to really talk about it, but once I discovered YouTube and everything, it was a whole new other world, and it still is. And it's crazy too how you can be able to talk about wrestling and be able to create friends and all that stuff, and create excitement and just have all these discussions and all that good stuff. It's really awesome to really have that, and look back on and just see what else you could really have, and have a lot of memories. So it's really interesting to definitely watch, and it's something that I've been loyal on. And I don't just watch one company. I like to watch other companies like Lucha Underground, and as well with TNA, and as well Ring of Honor, and whatever else I can really get my hands on when I can and be able to watch, then I'll watch it. So I like variety, if you will, on that. So it's really cool that we do have that, and to see where wrestlers get their starts and everything, and how they're able to work their way up, and you get to see them develop and all that stuff. And it's a journey in itself, basically. So yeah, I wasn't trying to be in here for a whole long video, but in the brief summary on how I really got into it, and I've been a fan ever since then. So there really seems to be no signs of stopping for me to be able to watch it. So it's something that I can basically when I do have a bad day or whatever, then make you feel better, and it just really sinks you in basically. So that's what I'm really trying to get at that. So the current product right now, it actually could be a little bit more better, but I like how things, like when it comes to WrestleMania season, things start to kick up a bit and you see more stuff going into it, and it just keeps on getting more exciting with the anticipation, depending on what's going on too at the time, especially with now too. Depends on what you like and all that stuff, and I like that you're able to like who you want and everything like that, and other things. So there is a lot to it, and I can't really name it all right now, but you pretty much get the idea on that. So a little interesting video. So hopefully John, what pisses me off 710, maybe you'll be able to make a video on this. And if you guys want to do a video on your own, leave your comments or that stuff and how you got into wrestling and what you like about it to this day, and what really intrigues you about the product, and what really captures your attention and everything. To me, you know, I do enjoy the storylines and as well the in-ring work, so I like a little bit of everything basically, not just one particular thing when it comes to that. So one other quick thing too with that before I go, so before I forget or not, but I think I pretty much really touch bases with everything for when it comes to what else I like, you know, especially with matches and stuff like that. I don't mind like the tag team matches. The match stipulations are always really interesting, and there's always other ones to be created, like Hell in a Cell, Elimination Chambers, things like that, like street fights, and those are just to name a few. Of course, there's other ones, but there you have it with that. So yeah. There you have it with this video. I thought it'd be an interesting idea to actually do, since there really isn't far too much to talk about. Like I said, I will be back for my NXT TakeOver review, and as well, I will be back the following Wednesday for In the Hot Seat Live, so definitely be on the lookout for that, and hopefully you guys can join in on the wrestling discussion on there. So there you have it with that, and I'll catch you guys in the next video, whenever the hell that may be. Peace.